This right here is probably the singular most popular free crochet plushie pattern ever. And today we are going to be having some really good fun with it. Yo, my people, in this video, we're going to be playing around with size as we really love to do around here when it comes to crochet plushies. Stick with me when I explain all of this to you, but with crochet, there's different sizes of yarn, right? If you use a smaller yarn, you'll get a
smaller end result.
If you use a bigger yarn, then you end up with a
bigger result, right?
And I've already made a smaller version of this. I don't know if I have like a comparison picture with both sizes, but now it's time to do the opposite and use jumbo yarn because this is super bulky, and then the next size up is jumbo. So we're gonna be using jumbo yarn to see how big this becomes. Now, there is someone who actually made a bigger pattern that's very similar to that one, but this is the same size of yarn as this. And so what that means is that the pattern is different because it's the same size yarn, but it ends up bigger, right? But I'm curious, when we use our jumbo yarn, which let me show you what that size is actually looking like. This is the yarn we're going to be using. Pretty much the same colors. Actually, it's, well, not exactly. This is actually cream and this is white. But do you see how thick this yarn is? So I'm just curious when we do use this yarn to see if it's like the same size as this or bigger. Place your bets down in the comments. I'm curious what y'all think, and we'll see at the end of the video what the true reality is. Okay, but that's not all, y'all, because I also have made this pattern so many times and I'm pretty sure I have it like fully thoroughly memorized. I could not look at the pattern and do it perfectly. So we're gonna be seeing if that's the case also with this video. I sure hope so, because if I mess up too much, I might ruin the yarn and then not have enough to use anymore. So pray for me that I get it right, okay? Thank you. Okay, let's go already. Let's get into it. Can't tell, it's a new day and I cannot express to you how excited I am to do this. Now, I feel like I'm at a little bit of an advantage because I'm gonna be honest, I did make a normal sized small mushroom boy last night. Let me go get it and show you. Boom. Cutie. My red ones sell the most. People like typical colors, I guess. And you know what? Oh my gosh. He can sit with us. Maybe right here, then you can see him hopefully. And I think the way I'm gonna do this, I'm deciding this kind of now-ish, I've been trying to think of it for a while, is I'll probably just like do a few rounds and then update you on like what I did for each round. And then I'll show you what the pattern is on the screen and you'll see if I did it right or not. But I mean, I guess I can tell you for the first round, we're gonna do 6 single crochets in a magic circle. I'm solid on that. Oh my gosh, this guy keeps falling. Please stay. But I did successfully get my 6 single crochets in the magic circle. I was scared I was gonna have to restart, and I'm like 100% sure we're on the right track already. Please feel free to crochet with me or do something else fun and productive while you watch me do this, but I will check in with you in a few more rounds. Okay, I just finished round 6 and I feel like I have so many things to say. First of all, yes, I believe I'm on track. Let's go over what I did on each round. So round 2, we increased around, which brings us to 12 stitches. Round 3, single crochet increase around, 18 stitches. Round 4, 2 single crochet increase around, that would be 24 stitches. And then rounds 5 and 6 are single crochet around, 24 stitches for each round of those. That is the main cap of it. This part right here, if that makes sense, it's not the brim of the hat. And so far, this is the same thing as with my extra jumbo pickle. It doesn't really seem that much bigger, but we do know as we go forward, it's gonna seem a lot bigger than that. But I don't think it's gonna be the size of my normal large mushroom boy, which he's the one that really should be over here with us. So let me go get him. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, poor red mushroom boy. You can go there, you can stay here. But like, there's no way that's gonna match to that size at any point in time. Also, I wanted to say, if you saw me making weird facial expressions, I'm currently watching a Courtrezi. I learned that that's the correct way to say it. I'm watching a Courtrezi video and her videos are just the best, always. Also, I wanted to mention, if you're wondering about like the materials I'm using, if I haven't said it already, the white is Sweet Snuggles from Michaels, and I think it's white, like it's not It's just white, not like cream or anything like that. And then this one is actually essentially the same thing, but it's Chenille Home from Michaels. They're like the same thing. I don't know why it's like separated into two different yarns. Then it's elderberry color, which this is Chenille Home Slim in the same color. And there goes the red mushroom boy again. And then I generally and currently am using a size 9mm hook with jumbo size 7 yarn with this specific yarn. So if you'd like to recreate this yourself, that's what I did. Although people have different tensions with their yarn, so you might need a different hook size to match with your tension. Onto the brim of the hat. And this is where I get another stitch marker because I will be working in the front loops only. Little spoiler for round 7, and we need to go back into the back loops later. So there we go. Okay, y'all. This is so cool. See what I mean? Like now it seems so much bigger. Can you see that? But still smaller than this. I mean, it's pretty close actually. I don't know. Let me give you a close-up. So for round 7, we were working in the front loops only, and that was 3 single crochet increase, which brings us to 30. And then round 8, back to normal stitches, like working in the stitches normally, and that's 4 single crochet increase, which is 36 stitches in the whole round. And that is the end of the hat, and I always slip stitch into the next stitch and then fasten off to finish the hat off. And there we go, we have an independent hat. I love that this didn't use that much. I could probably make like 4, if not even more than that, more out of that. I have some very old white of Sweet Snuggle. This was like the first chenille yarn I ever bought because I used it for a daisy pillow. No, it's not. Technically this color was, but I had to buy a second skein, so it's the second skein actually after the first one I bought wasn't enough. Oh my gosh. You know what? You can go. I don't need you. Okay, let's do this. I will meet you again in a few rounds. I just have to connect this onto here. But so far, I'm solid, pretty solid, and sure that we are doing great. Oh no, I just lost it. Oh no. Usually after I take out this stitch marker, I keep my eyes on the stitch like a hawk so I don't lose it, and I fumbled it, y'all. That's what happens when I record. Oh no. I think we'll be okay though. Okay, so rounds 9 through 11 are pretty much just single crochet rounds. 9 is just you're attaching it to the hat, and then 10 through 11 says single crochet rounds. That's why I say that, and those are 24 stitches because we connected it to the back loops of round 6 technically, which had 24 stitches. And it's coming together. Do you see that? Also, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the pleasure of working with chenille yarn. You get little fuzzies all over yourself. Adios, fuzzy. Okay, round 12 is where it starts getting interesting on the body because we get the arms, and that was 7 single crochet, bobble, 8 single crochet, bobble, 7 single crochet. That was weird for me to say because when I read those rounds, I just say the numbers, the individual like single crochet numbers, and I know bobbles go in between. So I'm used to just thinking 7, 8, 7. We got the arms, it's coming together. And this is where doing it last night helped me because I was like trying to remember this round, and usually I do, but I couldn't when I was making this guy and I had to look it up. So if I hadn't had made him last night, I don't know if I would have succeeded in getting this round right today without looking. Okay, we're getting close to being able to add the eyes and start stuffing. So let's keep crocheting until we get to that point. Okay, I just did rounds 13 and 14, and those are both single crochet rounds, so just 24 a round. And now it's time to add the eyes in, and those are supposed to go between rounds 11 and 12, and I do them 4 stitches apart. I think that's what the pattern also calls for. I have my eyes here. I'm gonna try, I haven't put them in yet, so I have no idea if they look good, but I'm gonna try 20mm eyes, which is the exact same size that I use on my normal large mushroom boys, because the only other size in between what I use on those and the small ones are 14mm, is a 16mm. I don't have like 18mm or anything, and I just know 16 would be way too small, so I'm just gonna go for the same exact size. I think it's gonna work out well. But do you see this round where it's like it looks like purple and white? That is round 9. That's where we attached it, and then 10, 11, and so then this goes under round 11, between round 11 and 12, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna start it here, but I've noticed with these guys, I used to do it just like that and not fix it, but you can see it's like slightly over. But if you move it 1 stitch over, then it's like way too far, even like worse that way. So I've started like sticking this like in between, like essentially on a stitch, I think is how it works. It's not like in a perfect hole, if that makes sense. Okay, that looks very centered to me, and yeah, I'm happy with that size. Now for the backs. Ooh, we love that sound. That is so satisfying every time I put eyes in. There we go. Okay, we literally have 3 rounds left, but after the next 2 rounds actually, I'm gonna start stuffing. Sorry if I'm not capturing myself well or if the lighting's not great, but y'all, it's so cute. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. That's what they always look like at this stage. It's just like more jumbo. But somehow I feel like the eyes actually did still end up shoved over in the wrong direction. Like they look a little not centered how I want them to be, but it's okay. So I just did round 15, which is where the little legs go, and that was 9 single crochet, bobble, 5 single crochet, bobble, 8 single crochet. Again, really weird for me to say it like that to myself. And then round 16 was to decrease a round, and that leaves us with 12 now. Round 15 was 24 stitches, and this is where I stuff, because then after this we have 1 last round, which is pretty obvious. This is how most amigurumi end, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it right. And if you do amigurumi, then you probably know what it is too already. But let's stuff this guy. Okay, we're pretty much as stuffed as I'm gonna do for now until we do our last round, but I'm still so excited to see the size comparison, so please stick around for that. And then also, once we do this last round, don't forget that we also have like the finishing touches. I have to add blush, I have to do the spots on the cap, and what's been the craziest for me so far is that this is actually enough. Like, this was my old skein of white, and I think it might be enough. Yeah, it's gonna be enough for the actual body, and then also to do the spots on the cap. I didn't even need to buy the second skein, but now I can make more of these in the future with that, so that's exciting. And one thing that I love about like using jumbo yarn on what tend to be smaller plushies is that it gives you a bigger plushie, but then when you're selling it, it doesn't have to sell for like something that's the same size used with the smaller yarn, because it doesn't take much time. The materials are more expensive, that's true, so you do have to price it higher, but it's cheaper than something made with a thinner yarn still, because that takes way more time to get to that size. Oh my gosh, can you see this? I still have to finish stuffing and like close off the end, or close off the plushie, but it's crazy. Okay, and for these, I always just pull a long tail so that I can not only close it off and like hide the tail or weave the tail in, but to use for the spots too directly. And I do a lot with this one just because I'm scared it's not gonna be enough. Oh, don't tell me my scissors are on the bed. Wait, what? I swore I took them out. Or put them back, rather. Weird. Oh my gosh, they're on the bed. I could have cut myself. Yikes. Y'all, I'm so sorry. My phone says that the device is too hot, so the quality of the video right now might not be the absolute best, so sorry for that. But as I finish stuffing, let me tell you what that last round was finally, and we can finally see if I was able to follow the pattern properly without looking. I'm certain that I was. But round 17, the final round, should be 6 decreases around. Well, that was kind of redundant. 6 decreases. Oh my gosh, I forget with these. I don't know if you can tell right now, but with these, a lot of the times around the eyes, the yarn will kind of come over it and make it look a little bit angry. And you can either like kind of shave those off with some scissors, but you can also kind of just try to tuck it behind the eye. It's still looking a little angry, I think, because of this one down here. That looks a little better. I don't know. I feel like it still looks angry for some reason. And something I just realized is I need to focus on stuffing up in the front area better sometimes. Sometimes I don't know, when it looks a little bit more flat in the front, it doesn't look as cute. When it's better stuffed, it's a little bit more rounded and looks cuter. Like, I don't know if you can tell the difference from before me just stuffing just now, but I think it looks better if you ask me. Stuffing can be a touchy subject. I don't mean to talk about, just touchy to get right sometimes. And all those things are just like little notes that you like kind of keep and add to the project file in your head for it so that you keep learning over time. If it's something that you get to make a lot anyway. Oh my gosh, I think I'm happy with that stuffing. Time to close it off. I feel like I've been talking so much. You think? Hopefully I won't hate myself when I edit this, but also hopefully you find this helpful, everything I'm saying, and interesting and informative. Okay, I think that's gonna be quite a lot to do the spots with. This is a lot harder to maneuver on this jumbo one. That's the only thing. Man, I'm regretting doing it this way. I should have just cut a separate piece of yarn to do the spots with. Okay, we landed in a good spot finally. And that closes off the bottom. Ooh. And the pattern I do for my spots, this is part of my notes, my project file notes for this. And for like almost all mushrooms, I think is how I do this. I kind of do my first set around the base, and I do horizontal, and then vertical, horizontal, vertical. So that's my pattern. And then I'll go just kind of in between, but higher, or try to, and just do them all vertical after that. And the fact that you're getting all my trade secrets for free? What? Like, I'm just giving this stuff away right now. And I'll usually do one that ends in the center. Usually I don't make it come out of the center and then end it. I would start more like here and then go into the center, but I don't know. I just felt like doing that this time. And then now that I have all the spots, I just weave it through the body like I normally would, but usually I do that after closing off the bottom. And this is one thing I love about crocheting plushies specifically. When it's like a more flat object, like a wearable, like a cardigan or a blanket or something like that. That's not a wearable, but you know what I mean? You have to weave in the ends, which I absolutely hate. I will never be an avid like non-plushie crocheter specifically because of this fact. And there's something satisfying to me about crocheting plushie specifically and like making something like 3D. Okay, that was a decent amount left over, but I'm not too mad about it. Okay, I just gotta hide this guy and then we're gonna do the blush and then we're done. Can you believe that? And this is kind of what weaving in is like. I kind of weave it in until I get to the body and then just hide it like I did with the excess of the white. See, now that's all hidden nice and well, but we're gonna still get this through the body a few more times. Okay, I have some excess blush yarn here, and it's quite long enough, so yay, I didn't have to cut a new strip. That's exciting. I don't know, I'm kind of wishing I'd gone around twice, since it's now the same size yarn, where usually when I use this blush, it's on a plushie with thinner yarn. Okay, what happened? What is this? Why is this so thin? I'm gonna have to go back and redo that. Yikes. Okay, much better on that eye. I feel like this one over here is still acting up. I think it's just needed to be wider. It doesn't need to be wrapped around twice, it just needs to stretch further. Crochet is all about problem solving. I mean, I think a lot of art forms probably are, huh? So this is her completed. I am so happy with her. And then here is her next to the normal size that I usually make. So these are the exact same pattern. And look at that. Size 6 yarn, size 7 yarn. This is Bernat blanket, which is thinner than like the normal size 6 yarn of this type chenille. I hope I said thicker. It's thicker than the thinner version of this. I hope I said that right the first time. And then let's get our third guy in here. Look at that. They're really not that far off. They definitely look different. And I don't know, y'all. I think I still prefer this one. Because I was going to say, should I just like stop making these and just make them like this? But I still love these ones more, I think. But let me know what you think in the comments. It is still slightly bigger, but I don't know if the camera shows it well. They are a lot more similar in size than I was thinking as I was making this guy. And also here you can see the difference. Like this is cream colored yarn on the body of that one. And then these are pure white. So I'm recording this again because it was super blurry and unfocused before. But I hope you enjoyed this video so much. If you did, please consider subscribing for more crochet content and also gaming content because we do both over here. I love you all so much, and so does our jumbo mushroom boy here. And we will see you next time. Bye! My throat. This is one of oh boy, those are some bloopers for you right there.